Hello guys, the law of mental preparation states that before anything significant enters your life, your mind must be made ready to receive it. Every great transformation begins within, not outside of you. The world you experience is a direct reflection of your internal state, and what you hold as true in consciousness inevitably expresses itself in form. Nothing comes to you by chance or coincidence. Every manifestation is drawn to you by the nature of your thoughts, assumptions, and feelings. Most people believe that external conditions dictate their reality, but the truth is the opposite. Reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. What you habitually accept as real in your imagination will soon solidify in your physical world. This is the secret behind every great achievement, every divine blessing, and every major shift in life. The mind is the blueprint, and the outer world is merely the construction site where the invisible takes shape. Before a great blessing is given, the receiver must be in harmony with it. If you desire abundance but internally entertain thoughts of lack, your world will reflect scarcity. If you seek love but hold on to past wounds, your relationships will mirror your unresolved pain. This is why preparation is necessary. The preparation is not about making external moves, but about shifting your inner state to match what you seek. You must become in consciousness what you desire to receive. This process of mental preparation often goes unnoticed because it does not begin with obvious signs. It begins subtly. A shift in perspective, a deepening awareness, an intuitive knowing that something is changing. You may find yourself suddenly dissatisfied with things that once brought comfort. The routine that once felt secure now seems restrictive. This restlessness is not an indication of failure or misdirection. It is the soul expanding beyond its current limitations. When the mind outgrows its old conditions, the world must follow. Another key indicator of mental preparation is the emergence of resistance. Many misunderstand this and assume that when obstacles arise, it means they are off course. In reality, resistance is a sign that a new reality is pushing its way forward. Your old assumptions, the beliefs you have carried for years, do not dissolve instantly. They resist change, just as the body resists new habits in the beginning. The doubts, fears, and external challenges that seem to arise when you step into a new mental state are not there to stop you. They are simply the remnants of an old identity fighting to survive. The crucial point in mental preparation is persistence. Many start strong in a new state of mind, but abandon it when they do not see immediate changes. This is the greatest mistake. A farmer does not plant a seed and dig it up each day to check its progress. He trusts that the process is at work, even before there is visible evidence. The same is true for mental preparation. The moment you assume a new reality within, it begins taking root. It may not appear outwardly right away, but it is forming in the unseen. Those who persist in their assumption will inevitably see it crystallized into form. Mental preparation also manifests as an increasing intensity of desire. When you are on the verge of a major blessing, your longing for it becomes undeniable. You feel it in your being as though it is already yours. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is the process of creation itself. The stronger the feeling, the closer the manifestation. The world must conform to the dominant state of your consciousness, and when you persist in feeling something as real, it has no choice but to appear. This is why faith is the bridge between preparation and manifestation. Faith is not blind hope. It is a deep conviction that what is unseen will become seen. It is the unwavering confidence that the promise is already fulfilled, even before there is physical proof. Many fail to receive their blessings because they allow appearances to dictate their beliefs. But those who understand the law know that the unseen is more real than the seen, for the seen is only a reflection of past thoughts. The wise do not react to circumstances, they create them. When mental preparation is complete, external reality begins to shift effortlessly. What once felt like struggle becomes natural. Opportunities appear, not because they were not there before, but because you are now in alignment with them. People and circumstances rearrange themselves to match your new state of being. It may feel as though things are happening suddenly, but they were being arranged all along. The delay was never in the blessing, it was in the preparation. The final test of mental preparation is a deep, unshakable knowing. When you have fully aligned with your vision, you no longer question it. Doubt vanishes. You do not wonder when it will come, because you already feel its reality. This is the ultimate sign that you are ready, for once something is real within you, it must become real outside of you. The world has no choice but to mirror back what you persistently assume to be true. Everything you seek is already yours, but the only way to receive it is to prepare your mind to hold it. The moment you assume the feeling of having it, the moment you prepare yourself internally, the world begins to move. You do not chase after blessings, you become a match for them. And when you do, they will come, not as a struggle, but as an inevitable unfolding of what was always meant to be. Life is always speaking to you, revealing signs that a major shift is about to take place. These signs are not random, they are precise indicators that something greater is unfolding. The mind, being the creative force behind all experiences, first undergoes a transformation before the external world follows. When you begin to see certain changes in your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, it is not by accident. These are signals that your reality is being rearranged to match what you have been preparing for internally. One of the first signs of inner transformation is an intensified awareness of your thoughts. You begin to notice patterns that you previously ignored. The words you speak, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you entertain all come into focus. You no longer operate on autopilot. Instead, you become conscious of the power you hold over your reality. There is an awakening within you, a realization that what you assume and persist in feeling determines what you experience. This heightened awareness is a sign that your mind is shifting from passive reaction to deliberate creation. As this internal shift continues, you may experience a change in your emotional state. Feelings that were once familiar and comfortable may begin to feel foreign. You might notice that you no longer resonate with certain habits, conversations, or environments. What once brought you comfort may now seem limiting. This is not a sign of confusion, but of expansion. Your inner world is preparing for something greater, and as a result, the things that do not align with your new state of consciousness will naturally lose their grip on you. Another clear sign of transformation is a deep inner restlessness. You may feel an unexplainable urge to move forward, even if you do not yet know in which direction. There is an invisible pull towards something more, something beyond your current circumstances. This is the soul's way of signaling that you are outgrowing your present reality. It is not dissatisfaction with what you have, but an inner knowing that something greater is waiting. Many mistake this feeling for anxiety or impatience, but in truth it is the call to expansion. The more you trust it, the faster your external world will begin to shift. As this internal process continues, you may begin to see synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too precise to be random. You might hear a phrase repeatedly, see numbers that hold personal significance, or encounter people who deliver messages that confirm your inner thoughts. These signs are not mere chance. They are evidence that your assumptions are materializing. The external world is beginning to mirror the changes happening within you. When you start noticing these synchronicities, take them as reassurance that your desires are already taking shape in the unseen. Another undeniable sign of inner transformation is the sudden removal of things that no longer serve you. This could manifest as people exiting your life, job opportunities closing, or plans falling apart unexpectedly. At first it may feel like loss, but in reality, it is a realignment. When you shift your consciousness to a higher state, everything that does not match that new vibration must either transform or leave. The key is not to resist these changes, but to understand that they are necessary. Space must be created for what is meant to enter your life. At the same time, you will notice new opportunities presenting themselves. These may come in the form of ideas, unexpected invitations, or doors opening where none existed before. These are not coincidences. They are the result of your internal shift. What you consistently hold in consciousness must externalize in some way. Many people dismiss these opportunities because they do not recognize them as the answers to what they have been preparing for. However, the wise understand that once transformation begins, the universe will always provide the next step. One of the final and most powerful signs of transformation is a deep sense of certainty. There comes a point when you no longer question if your desires will manifest. You simply know. It is not a forced belief, but an unshakable awareness that what you have claimed in consciousness is already yours. This knowing is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is the final step before manifestation because it signals that you have fully accepted your new reality internally. Transformation is never random, nor is it without signs. Those who are attuned to their inner world will always recognize when a shift is taking place. First, there is an awareness of thought patterns, then an emotional detachment from the old, followed by synchronicities and realignments in external circumstances. The removal of outdated conditions makes way for new opportunities, and ultimately, a deep certainty takes hold. These are the unmistakable indicators that something great is unfolding. When you see these signs, do not resist them. Do not fear the changes, for they are the confirmation that your desires are taking form. Everything you seek is already seeking you, and the moment you align internally, your external world will reflect it. The process is always unfolding, always guiding you toward the reality that you have claimed in mind. The only question is, will you recognize the signs and trust the journey? Difficulties and setbacks are often misunderstood. Most people view challenges as barriers, as signs that they are moving in the wrong direction. But in truth, these moments of struggle are catalysts, signals that something greater is unfolding. No major transformation happens without resistance, and no significant breakthrough comes without first facing obstacles that test your faith. When life presents challenges, it is not to push you away from your desires, but to refine you for them. The process of creation is not merely about imagining what you want and waiting for it to appear. It is about becoming the person who is ready to receive it. And often the only way to become that person is to go through experiences that stretch you beyond your current limits. Every difficulty carries within it the potential for expansion. The question is whether you will recognize it as such. One of the first signs that something great is about to happen is an increase in external resistance. Things that once flowed effortlessly may suddenly seem to slow down. Obstacles arise in places where you least expect them. Plans that once seemed certain begin to shift unexpectedly. In these moments, doubt creeps in. You may wonder if you have made the wrong choice, if the path you are on is the right one. But what most do not realize is that resistance is a sign of progress. Just as a plane faces the most turbulence before reaching higher altitudes, so too must you push through difficulty before stepping into something greater. A critical mistake many people make is interpreting these struggles as signs to give up. They see the challenge and assume it means that what they desire is not meant for them. But if they understood the nature of reality, they would see the opposite. The intensity of the challenge is often a reflection of the magnitude of the breakthrough that is coming. The bigger the blessing, the greater the test. This is not punishment, it is preparation. The old version of yourself cannot hold the new reality you are stepping into, so life in its infinite wisdom presents situations that force you to grow into the person who can. Many fear difficulty because they believe it is a sign of failure, but failure itself is an illusion. There is no true failure, only feedback. Every setback carries a lesson, a refinement, a deeper understanding that moves you closer to your goal. When you shift your perspective, you no longer see obstacles as threats but as stepping stones. Every delay is an opportunity for internal strengthening. Every rejection is a redirection towards something even greater. The only real failure is to stop before the manifestation occurs. The process of overcoming challenges requires faith, not blind hope, but a deep, unshakable knowing that what you have claimed is already yours. There will be moments when external circumstances seem to contradict your vision. The key is not to react to appearances, but to hold firm to your inner conviction. What you assume as true in consciousness must externalize. If you allow challenges to weaken your assumption, you delay your manifestation. But if you persist, refusing to let temporary setbacks dictate your belief, you will find that obstacles begin to dissolve and the path clears before you. Another aspect of challenges as catalysts is that they reveal hidden limitations within you. Many people believe they are ready for their desires, but when faced with difficulty, they shrink back. These moments expose doubts, fears, and unconscious beliefs that contradict the reality they are trying to create. This is not something to fear, it is an opportunity for correction. When you recognize a limiting belief, You have the power to change it. The difficulty did not arise to block you, it arose to show you what still needs to be transformed within. There is also an emotional aspect to this process. Before a major breakthrough, emotions may become heightened. You may feel moments of frustration, impatience, or even exhaustion. This is because your consciousness is shifting and the old patterns are fighting to maintain their hold. But emotions are not obstacles. They are indicators. They reveal what you are focusing on, what you are assuming as true. If you persist in assuming the reality you desire, even in the face of emotional turbulence, you will find that the intensity begins to subside and clarity emerges. A final sign that challenges are catalysts for something greater is that, in hindsight, they always reveal themselves as necessary. What once seemed like a setback is later understood as a setup. The delay that once felt frustrating is seen as perfect timing. The rejection that once seemed like a loss is recognized as protection. Every challenge, when viewed from a higher perspective, is part of the divine unfolding of your path. Those who succeed are not the ones who never face obstacles, they are the ones who refuse to be defeated by them. When you are faced with difficulty, remember this. It is a sign that you are being prepared for something greater. Challenges are not here to stop you. They are here to refine you. They are the final test before manifestation, the last step before the breakthrough. Hold your vision, persist through the resistance, and soon you will see that every obstacle was simply a doorway leading to something far greater than you ever imagined. When a great blessing is on the horizon, the final and most profound sign is a deep inner knowing. A sense of certainty that what you have desired is already yours. This is not a forced belief, nor is it wishful thinking. It is a quiet but powerful conviction that arises from within, independent of external evidence. Those who experience this knowing find themselves in a state of peace, free from anxiety or impatience. They no longer chase after their desires, for they understand that what they have accepted in consciousness must inevitably manifest. This inner certainty is not something that can be faked or forced. It is the natural outcome of alignment with the unseen reality you have claimed. When you have fully accepted something mentally and emotionally, doubt dissolves. You no longer question when or how it will come, for you feel as though you already have it. This feeling of possession is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the final stage before manifestation. It is the point at which you move beyond seeking and into receiving. Many people struggle with this concept because they believe that seeing is believing, but the truth is the opposite. Believing is seeing. The world you experience is a reflection of your dominant assumptions, and when you assume something as true long enough, it must externalize in form. Those who understand this law do not wait for external confirmation before believing. They live in the end, assuming the feeling of already having what they seek, and by doing so, they draw it into their reality. A clear sign that you have reached this state of certainty is the absence of desperation. You no longer feel the need to force things or manipulate circumstances. There is no impatience, no frustration, no fear. Instead, there is an effortless trust in the process. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you act from a place of knowing rather than hoping. Your actions are no longer motivated by lack, but by confidence. You move with the conviction that what you desire is already unfolding. And because of this, every step feels natural, unforced, and divinely timed. Another indication of this inner knowing is the way you respond to external reality. Those who are uncertain react to appearances. They let setbacks shake their faith and allow circumstances to dictate their emotions. But when you have fully accepted your desired reality within, external challenges no longer disturb you. You see through them, understanding that they are merely remnants of past assumptions playing themselves out. Instead of reacting with doubt, you remain firm in your conviction, knowing that what you have assumed must take form. This deep inner knowing is often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Not gratitude for what is coming in the future, but gratitude as though it has already arrived. You begin to feel joy, peace, and appreciation for something that to the physical eye has not yet appeared. But this is the secret. Feeling it real before it materializes is what causes it to appear. The world is simply a mirror, reflecting back to you what you dominantly feel to be true. When gratitude arises naturally, it is a sign that you are fully living in the reality you have claimed, and that reality must soon become visible. Many people wonder how to reach this state of certainty, and the answer is persistence. In the beginning, the mind may resist new assumptions, especially if they contradict years of conditioned beliefs. But through repetition, what was once an effort becomes natural. By consistently assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, by refusing to entertain doubt, and by shifting focus away from appearances, certainty begins to take root. It may start as a quiet confidence, then grow into an unshakable knowing. Once this knowing is established, manifestation follows effortlessly. It may appear that things happen suddenly, but in reality, they were always in motion, waiting for you to reach this state of alignment. Opportunities arise, doors open, people and circumstances shift to bring you exactly what you have been preparing for. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. This is the final proof that your inner world governs the outer world, and that the key to receiving lies not in striving, but in assuming. This is the final stage before any great blessing. When you no longer question, when you no longer look to the outside world for validation, when you feel as though you already have what you desire, that is when it must appear. There is no force in the universe that can deny you what you have fully accepted in consciousness. The world must conform to your inner reality. When you reach this place of absolute certainty, you have already won. What follows is simply the unfolding of what was always meant to be. Everything in life unfolds according to the assumptions you hold within. The signs that something great is coming are not random. They are precise indicators that your reality is shifting in response to your inner transformation. When you become aware of your thoughts, when challenges arise as preparation, when synchronicities confirm your alignment, and when a deep inner certainty takes over, these are not coincidences. They are signals that you are stepping into something greater. The journey to receiving is never about chasing or forcing, but about becoming. The moment you align with the feeling of already having what you seek, the external world has no choice but to reflect it. Those who understand this process do not fear obstacles, nor do they doubt when things seem uncertain. They know that every challenge refines them, every setback is a setup, and every delay is divine timing. Trust the process. Persist in your assumption. When you recognize these signs, embrace them, for they are the confirmation that your blessing is near. Your reality is always a reflection of your inner world. So claim what is yours, embody it fully, and soon the world will reveal it to you.